Hey guys, this is Redefine Women in the series The Power of Telling a Story. We're on episode 4. This is my story. I am Mazhara, and I'll just have to say, listen up, buckle up, it's about to get heated. If life had a manual, the first thing I would ask for would be a guide for this thing that is misunderstood by many, but understood by few. Love. Yes, I said it, love. It's been a pretty good 20 years of my life, and I've learned the hardest lessons that have really brought out the best of me. I remember being in love, or should I say having my first crush at age 13, fresh out of primary, new in high school, and living in a fantasy I created. I had everything planned out, and every moment felt like heaven. I started dating later on as I finished high school and carried on to university. Though we're in separate countries, continents, the butterflies were still there, long calls and messages with every word striking a pose. My life revolved around him. He was all I knew, and I always imagined being with him forever and ever. We were goals in many eyes, and we loved life. Fast forward into reality, university had my head going crazy and I was loving it. Mind you, I never went on any outing with my friends back home. I repeat, never. Here I was, having all the freedom I waited 17 years for. And it was right there, at my fingertips. No parents, no familiar faces with the exception of 2 people I knew. I had many plans. Clubbing was definitely number 1, followed by house parties. Church was totally out of the list. Lord have mercy. I wanted to be wild, live a carefree life, and I even planned to get a tattoo. I had a chance to start my life over, to be who I wanted, with no one tapping my shoulder and slowing me down. I made a few friends, had my first ear piercings. I was just getting started. Topping it off with a purple Mohawk, and life was exquisite. My adrenaline was constantly high, and I thought I finally found a place that I fit in. Academically, I was doing okay, but I planned to change programs because I was so confused if I was even doing the right program. But after so much conviction, I let it be. Relationship-wise, I was killing it until my eyes started falling on some new grounds. They seemed safe from afar, dinner dates, chats, walks, and all that lovey-dovey stuff. I finally found someone to share my experiences, deepest fears, visions, and joy. It all seemed picture perfect. We were happy and life was great. As the semesters progressed, I found myself in several relationships, or should I say situationships. I found myself thinking I would find true happiness as long as I had this new guy next to me. I tried to be positive through it all, but deep down, I knew I was still sad. I'd set standards and nearly broke all of them out of desperation. I wanted to be seen at school by people who now I know didn't really care about me. The truth hurts. I had to face it. I was broken, I was ugly, and yet I was still dating my so-called high school sweetheart. I was a mess. I had been crying, cheating. I couldn't take it anymore. I'd been lying, cheating. I couldn't take it anymore. I had been intoxicated with guilt and shame. Now I was bloated. One morning, as I was talking to my high school sweetheart, I decided to spill the whole truth. I had meditated upon it for a few months, and I thought I was ready to move on. It had been so easy with the guys on campus. I could hear the birds chirping, my heart racing, as I played a soft worship instrumental to soothe the pain. Like the dying minutes of a football match, anything can happen. Well, I could feel my relationship dying. With every word, we slowly drifted away, and it could no longer be an us. We were left just being ourselves once again. The pain was that of a dagger. I cried more tears than I did at my father's funeral. I knew I had messed up. I was heartless, and all I could do is slam my hands on the wall and wonder, how did I walk into this valley of the shadow of death? As weeks went by, I had to announce to close friends and family the news, but despite their comforting words, they couldn't penetrate into the brick wall I had built around my heart. I became bitter. I hated myself, and thoughts of suicide roamed around me. Life felt like it was at a halt. My academics dropped drastically. I wasn't myself anymore. My spiritual life declined, and my friendships were on thin ice. I started off by saying I wish life had a guide for this thing called love. I went on a journey of self-discovery when I admitted I wasn't okay. I went on a journey of brokenness to wholeness. As I share my story, I want you to understand this. Love yourself first, admire yourself, know your worth, and have character. With the bits of my story I left out, I want you to fill in the gaps with making the right decisions. And when you see yourself walking into the valley of the shadow of death, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and walk back. And if you're in it already, walk out. If you gotta run, run as far as you can and allow yourself to pave a path of greatness. A life filled with life lessons and guilt-free. A life that one day when you're old, you will sit on your favorite rocking chair and tell the story of how you chose to redefine every step and every thought. You will share how you walked boldly despite the judgment you encountered along the way. You would tell your story boldly with all the mixed emotions, but joy and laughter would dominate. This experience inspired me to create this movement called REDEFINE WOMEN. Moving from brokenness to wholeness. So I hope my words can inspire you, can inspire someone out there. So as I exit, I leave you with peace, joy, and happiness.